The Sacred Mass, Chapter 14, Putting on Romantic Airs. Later that day, Sofina summoned Allan, Caron, Marina, Gregory, and Helmer's companion, and she locked the door behind them, and she checked all over to make certain that nobody was eavesdropping, and she sighed and said, Helmer, Eric wanted me to apologize for setting your tower on fire. It was an accident. He tried yelling fire, fire, but the mages, instead of running away, they entered the inferno to try to save the library. And the dragon, that was Eric too, and it was an illusion he created to scare the mages into running away to safety. There is nothing to apologize for. Accidents happen, said Helmer meekly. And we will still be prisoners in the tower if Eric had not created that distraction. Phew! So you're not mad? What a relief, said Sofina, giving a nervous laughter, and she added, I have been watching you lately, Helmy. And have you ever killed anyone? Yes, I have. I have killed millions, said Helmer, folding his arms. Armies bow down to my feet the moment they look upon my ashen eyes, and I split a mountain in half. And I conjure up demons from the darkest depths of hell, and I have my own army of undead warriors. I am the Arch Magus Helmer, the strongest magic user of my generation, of all time even. You're not fooling anyone, Dad, said Marina, shaking her head sadly. And Helmer turned his back to Marina, and he coiled into Shin, and Shin kissed Helmer's head, and smiling he said, Yes, little Helmy is a sweet child, and it doesn't matter what they do to him, he will never fight back. He did split a mountain, and I was hibernating there, and you woke me up, my heart. And Hall started staring at the floor, and Allan could sense that the child had an overwhelming sense of guilt. And he dug a little deeper, and he got more answers. And after the tower went up in smoke, Helmer got a huge bounty placed on his head, and the Council of Mages wanted him dead, while King Waternases wanted his nephew back alive. And Hope had tried to kill Helmer for the money, but after stabbing him, he felt bad because Helmer started crying. And the two became beggar companions, with Helmer selling his body to provide sustenance. And whatever was not consumed on food, it was sent to the orphanage to pay for Allan and Marina's upkeep. And to hide himself, Helmer fed all of his mana to the elementals without asking for anything in return. And this kept him hidden, but also left him vulnerable, because no magic, you can defend yourself with magic. And one day Helmer tried to sell his services to Shin, and Shin felt sorry for the two, and he assumed that Helmer was a child due to his short height. And Shin started to teach Helmer medicine, and doctors were always needed. Sofina continued, and in other news, Eric finally killed King Waternas, and his death has created a power vacuum, and for the time being, nobody is allowed to set foot in Otan. The place is in utter chaos, and this leads me to the next point of my PowerPoint presentation. In accordance to Helmer's wishes, the boys are forbidden from doing the dangerous missions, so no more surveillance missions, no more bandit cabarets, no more duels, etc. I only did those stuff because I was looking for you, and if you stay where I can keep an eye on you, then I won't have a reason to put myself in danger, said Allan, folding his arm. And he saw his father trembling again, and he sighed and he said, Look, Dad, I'm not going to put you in a gilded cage. You can do anything you want as long as you do it in a place where you are safe. You can live with me or you cannot. You can spend the rest of your life pretending that I do not exist, and I will accept it. I will not be happy about it, but I will accept it. I was serious about my promise to be a good son, and it won't be easy, but I'm going to become the type of person that you can trust, and I will become someone you won't be afraid of. I'm sorry, Allan, said Helmer, crying. It's fine, Dad, it's fine, said Allan, taking a strand of Helmer's hair and kissing him. Is there anything I can help you with right now? Shin, my sunshine, tends to overdrink, and keep an eye on him for me, Allan, he said. He's trying, but I'm a burden on everyone, I am, said Helmer, crying. You're my dad, and I love you, and I'm here for you. You're not alone, said Allan, smiling, and I promise to keep an eye on your sunshine. What a cute nickname. That is his true name, said Helmer, pouting. Shin is short for sunshine. The following day, Eric returned, and he noticed a change in everyone's behavior. and he meekly handed the sacred mass to Sofina, and he returned to his administrative duties. And with Wardanas's death, Eric had finally gotten his revenge, but the man's death did not bring him any peace. In order not to think about the past, Eric busied himself, and when he could not find a task to do, he would cook. And if there was no food to be made, he taught magic, and during the days that the magic school was closed, Eric would spend his time cleaning the guild halls, and his guild made him become servile in the presence of Helmer. Among the things he took care of was making certain that Sunshine would have a 2-drink minimum, and Eric went to all of the establishments that serve alcohol, and he instructed them to put this limit on Sunshine. And since Eric was the leader of the guild, nobody in Wallen questioned his instructions. They just assumed that he knew better than anyone. And he also set about getting Hope enrolled in school, and this task was proving difficult. Other than math, science, and writing, Hope did not know anything else. And he had learned mainly from books. For Sunshine was far more focused in helping Helmer become a doctor. And one day Caron visited the guild to speak with Helmer, and he was struggling with Gregory's mood, and he needed a concrete plan of action. And Caron decided to ask one with experience. Helmer was sitting in the guild library with Hope and Eric was trying to help Hope with his lessons so that he could enroll in school. And the kid was rough, but with a bit of polish, he was shaping up into quite a studious child. Helmer was doing his lesson, and he gave a shy smile when he saw Caron. And Helmer was sitting on the couch with his legs stretched out, and sitting beside him was Allan, and he was gingerly playing with the little toes of his father, and from time to time, Helmer would give a nervous laughter when Allan would purposely tickle him. Eric seemed inclined to say something, but he kept quiet. Helmer was Allan's father, and Allan was an adult, and if Allan wanted to spend his afternoon tickling his father's feet, he had no reason to complain. Allan got up and he hugged Allan, and Allan sat back down, and then he said, "How you doing, sweet Caron? Have you figured out the mood yet?" I tried a romantic dinner, but it did not work with the candles and the roses, and we got too stuffed, and then we went to bed, said Caron sadly. Gregory likes lilies, said Helmer, and there's always one in the bouquet of all of the portraits he makes for the ladies. I am such a fool, said Caron, sitting down in the chair facing Helmer and Allan. You are young, and you have never been in a long-term relationship, said Helmer. Have you? asked Allan. Yes, I am still married to your mother, remember, said Helmer. It was your typical arranged marriage, and I will be with her once a month, and then we will go our separate ways. And the only prolonged time I spent with her was when she was pregnant, and I became her little lapdog, and for a moment she imagined that I would have fallen in love with her. And the moment you were born, I sequestered you, and I wanted to raise you alone without her help. And since you were born a man, my uncle granted me this small concession, and we both had done our duty, so we had a mutual part in other ways. Marida had been eavesdropping, and she was looking through a songbook, and she came to sit by her father, and smiling she asked, "And do you get back with a succubus to conceive me?" "Don't worry, my little saint," said Helmer. "You are not related to that demon, and when Allan was 2, I got into a secret relationship with someone I love very much. And we broke up before your birth, and I did not stay heartbroken for long. I had my little saint, a child born from love, not compromise. And the truth is that I wanted to be a princess, and I wanted to wear pretty dresses and raise many beautiful children, but I was born a man." "I could scissor it off for you," suggested Sunshine, "and then your outside will match your inside." And Marina smashed in with her book and frowning, she said, "You're not mutilating my daddy." And then Helmer was like, "I'm fine. I don't mind being a man," said Helmer. I don't like being a man. I like it. I like it, said Helmer. said Helmer while looking at Shin. "I'm out. I finally see where Allan got his manure for a brain," said Marina, running away. "I like the things that you like that," said Allan, laughing. "And I like being, and then Hope standing up, be like, "Oh, let's drop this stupid lesson, Cedric, and find me a woman." Eric said, laughing shyly, said, "Education is important. If Father will not provide, then I should ask Mother Sofina," said Hope, leaving the library. Eddie smiled happily when he heard Hope call him father, and the two left to speak with Sophina about Hope's treatment, and Allan worried said, "Is that alright, father?" "As soon as Hope passes by a toy store, he's gonna forget all about women," said Helmer. He never had a real childhood, and he escaped a slave plantation at a young age. And he was homeless and alone till he adopted me, and Sonja spoils him whenever we get a chance. "Oh, boo, Dad, I'm jealous. You replaced me with a brat, didn't you? I can see why. He's cute, he's small, he's not a big, hulking brute like your Allan," complained Allan. "Do you need another hug?" said Helmer, stretching his arm, and Allan rested his head against his father's fragile chest, and he sighed with contentment. "Oh, Allan, you get more and more immature by the minute," said Caron, laughing. "Now tell me, baby Caron, what are your intentions with Gregory?" asked Helmer, growing somber. "I love him, I am attracted to him, but he won't make love to me, and does he want a ring? I can give him a ring. I am ready, I am committed to this, whatever we have," said Caron, turning very serious. Helmer, "Ah!" Holy Jesus, there's a roach in the living room. Alright, that's it for me reading. Bye bye and God bless. I gotta go deal with this in the real world.